I was born in Waukesha, Wisconsin, the same hometown of Les Paul, so it would only make sense that I played his guitar. When I think about playing guitar, when I think about music, when I think about writing a song, it all comes down to this. To me, it's all about the Les Paul custom features with a single P-90 pickup and a wrap tail bridge. I have always been drawn to Les Paul Juniors, but I love the feel of a full-size Les Paul custom. And there obviously wasn't a model available with my specs, so I just went in the garage and I got a hammer and a screwdriver and made it myself. The thing that I was always attracted about, that always fascinated me, was trying to get the most tone and the most feel out of something so simple. I've been working with Epiphone guitars now for about 2 years. They originally sent me some Les Paul customs that I was able to kind of mod out myself, and I honestly fell in love with them. I got the guitar and instantly took it on the road, and it became my main workhorse from day one to just a few weeks ago. And Epiphone has been nothing but supportive, and they've just given me all the love and really have given me the inspiration and the guitars that I need in the studio and on the road. The name Old Glory, that came up from the first Les Paul custom I modded. It was an old, scrappy, beat up Les Paul custom with a bunch of different parts on it, and I ended up stripping it all down and putting it bare to a P-90 pickup and a volume and tone. And I remember when I looked at it, it was right before I recorded my first record, and I went, what am I gonna call this guitar? How am I gonna, make this a thing? And I just thought in my head, I was like, man, it's Old Glory. It's taking the music, the guitars that I love, it's taking the sounds that I love and interpreting them in my own way. I ripped out the neck pickup because I play with my fingers, so I didn't want that space there. And then I ripped out this volume knob and I ripped out the tone knob, and I took the bridge and I literally pulled it out, and I just took it and made it like a Les Paul Jr. with a wrap tail style. So what I essentially did is I took the guitar and I completely gutted it, modded it to my specs, and I remember I looked at it and I said, that's Old Glory. That's the guitar of my dreams. I remember when I ripped out the tailpiece in the bridge, there was 2 huge holes here, and I thought to myself, how am I gonna cover it? And I started looking at vintage guitars, and I saw that there was a plaque, and it said custom made, and I was like, man, maybe if I get that, I can put that on there. So I ordered one online, and I super glued it on, just so you couldn't see those holes. And it's funny because when people saw the guitar, I was playing it, everyone always came up and said, what does it say on the bridge? What is that plate? And I thought that that was so cool. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing my own spin, and I'm using my trademark, Blues Power, and I'm putting that on there instead of custom made. And it's putting my own personal touch on it. Blues Power to me is everything I base my sound around. It takes the blues from the 50s, 60s, and it infuses the rock and everything else that I love about music in general, and it packs it in with a big punch. To me, Blues Power is the way I live my life. It's such a simple, easy, cool instrument that when you pick it up, you can make it sound like anything you want. It has the Seymour Duncan P-90, a simple volume and a tone, and honestly, what you put into it is what you get out of it. It plays better and it feels better than I could have ever imagined. Honestly, I prefer this one now to the original Old Glory. The moment I found out that I was gonna be getting a signature Epiphone Les Paul, I couldn't believe it. It's one of those dreams that every kid has when they pick up a guitar. And once I actually picked up my signature model, it was like an unbelievable rush. It was almost as if I'd saw my whole guitar life flash before my eyes, to the point of I hit the first chord and I hit the first lick. And it was so gratifying and it was so humbling at the same time. And it just made me so much more inspired to play and share my guitar and share my music with the world. I've toured all around the world with everyone from Leonard Skinner and Zakk Wylde, jammed with my heroes, Leslie West and Steve Vai, and it's just so cool that I've been able to be in these positions that, I had these guys' posters on my wall 10 years ago, and here I am sitting there trading licks with them. It's a great thing when you do meet a hero and they give you such a piece of advice, like Leslie West. And he told me, the only thing that you can really do is you can try and achieve the sound in your head, and you can try and play how you want to play, and play from the heart. That is what's important.